Hey everyone, Liz here, and I wanted to talk more about routine. So you've heard me mention in the past, you must have a consistent routine. Well, what I'm going to do is get more into what that consistent routine should include and how you'll measure it. So take, for example, when you get on let's say you're trying to get more fit. And part of the program, usually they have a calendar that comes along with it, and you're supposed to check off the calendar every single day that you accomplish something. It's very similar with a routine to become very successful at something. So what I'm going to do is first go over what my routine involves, the 5 different things that it includes, and then we'll talk more about, in general, the other things that I do on a day-to-day basis in order to keep making some money online. So let's go and say the first thing that a routine should include is some time for yourself. So I know that people might say, this seems pretty lame. What are you talking about? Well, meditation is good if you want to do it. Journaling is good. Just sitting down and thinking, right? Taking a walk. All this stuff is time for yourself to kind of think and reflect upon what you're planning to do, what you're doing, or reflect on things that you've done in the past. The second part of the routine should include time for development. And what I mean with this is personal development. So it should include reading and learning. It can include writing an essay or an article for someone, and possibly planning a couple things out that you left out to do for the day and you want to now include, or plans for the far future. And we'll talk more about planning on a day-to-day basis here in a second. It should also include time for your health. So this includes working out and maybe eating right. Maybe you have to prepare the food. So that would take some time to actually do. The fourth part is time for relationships. And as I said in the past, I don't care if you got a husband, wife, kids, mistress, lover, dog, donkey, llama. It doesn't really make a difference what you have, but you have to spend time with them in order to blossom relationships. So I'm not going to write who it is that you've got to spend that time with. You guys can figure it out there. But these relationships aren't going to make themselves work out. And you probably, if you have a spouse, they probably complain that you don't spend that much time with them. This is exactly what you have to do in order to actually have a successful relationship and overall a happy life. Because if you've got lots of money, it's not going to make any sense that you've lots of money and you're all alone because you've let these relationships go down the shitter. And the fifth thing that I like to do on my day-to-day routines is at the end of the day, I like to plan for the next day. And this includes making lists and making an overall plan for tomorrow. So these are the 5 things I would include. Now, an important thing to actually note here is you can't always fit everything in one day when you got a lot of stuff to do. So what I'd probably do if I can't fit everything is I'll spread these out, and there'll be some days where I might have a day off from working out, or I might have like a date night on relationships. I might go out with my friend to lunch who's a business associate, and we spend some time together just in order to blossom that relationship. I might be on the phone some days more than next. I will always plan. I will always make time for my health. Some days I might skip on reading just to take time off, and some days I might skip one of these. So it just really depends what the day is and what I plan on doing for that particular day. So the rest of the day, what I like to do is after I get up, and pretty much my routine starts with time for myself, time for development, and health. It all starts with that. Relationships happen throughout the day, and planning for the next day happens at the night. So what do I do after I get up, I work out, and I have some time for development? What I start to do is I take care of the 3 biggest things that, I take 3 big actions that will help my business. And I usually start with the one biggest thorn. So if there's something that I've been putting off and I really need to get done, I will start with that, and I will try to accomplish these 3 things on a day-to-day basis. And I'll start off with the toughest thing and try to get that done. So that's pretty straightforward. Also, on top of this, what I normally do after I do that is I take care of the regular day-to-day activities, which can include looking at stats, optimizing ads. It can include checking Seller Central for overall statistics on how the business is doing. So things like that, answering emails, maybe answering YouTube messages, recording a YouTube video, things like that that are day-to-day that I do on a regular basis. That's what I do, regular day-to-day activities. And the last thing that I do in my particular routine that's not really part of my routine is I put out fires as they come up. So there will be some days where something comes up that needs to be taken care of, and I'll do that if it needs to be taken care of and it's more important than all this stuff. If not, it just gets added to a list of to-dos. That is the last thing that I'll do, the to-dos that I have going on, and I'll try to get as many of them done. Those are prioritized by what actually is important and what's not. Now, what do I do to manage all this stuff? Well, in our team, we have two very important things. We have Trello for managing it personally, and we also have HipChat for talking internally. So this is basically what I do. This is my routine, and this is how to build a high-level routine to make sure that you actually have very successful time in your business. So that's it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to go over those, and I will see you guys in a future video. Take care.